It was a humid night in August 1973. The air was thick with moisture, making it difficult to breathe. The full moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the small town of Enfield, Illinois. The small town of Enfield, Illinois was quiet. The streets were deserted, and the only sounds were the occasional chirping of crickets and the distant hoot of an owl. It was the kind of night where you could hear a pin drop. The air was thick and still. A dense fog had settled over the town, adding to the sense of unease that seemed to permeate the night. It was as if the entire town was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. Unbeknownst to the residents, something was lurking in the shadows, something terrifying. It moved silently through the darkness, its presence felt, but not seen. The townspeople had no idea that their peaceful night was about to be shattered. That night, Henry McDaniel would come face to face with a creature that would become legend. McDaniel, a single father, was known for his no-nonsense attitude and practical approach to life. But nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to encounter, a creature that would forever be known as the Enfield Monster. With glowing red eyes and a monstrous appearance, it was unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. Its presence would haunt the town for years to come. McDaniel, a single father, lived in a modest home on the edge of town. He had 2 young children who were already asleep, unaware of the danger that lurked just outside their home. His property backed up to a large, wooded area. The forest was dense and dark, a place where shadows seemed to come alive. It was from these woods that the creature emerged, stepping into the moonlight with an eerie grace. It was from these woods that the creature emerged. Its movements were slow and deliberate, as if it was stalking its prey. The creature's eyes glowed with an unnatural light, piercing through the darkness. Around 9 p.m., McDaniel heard a scratching sound at his back door. It was a sound that sent chills down his spine, a sound that was both familiar and foreign. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. He assumed it was a stray animal and went to investigate. Grabbing a flashlight, he cautiously approached the door, his heart pounding in his chest. As he opened the door, the beam of his flashlight cut through the darkness, revealing the unimaginable. What he saw when he opened the door would change his life. Standing before him was the Enfield Monster, its eyes glowing red in the darkness. McDaniel's breath caught in his throat as he realized he was face to face with a creature from his worst nightmares. Standing on his porch was a creature unlike anything McDaniel had ever seen. It was about 3.5 feet tall and stood on 2 legs. Its body was covered in short, grayish-brown hair. The creature had long, spindly arms that ended in sharp claws, but it was the creature's face that was truly horrifying. The Enfield Monster had a wide, flat face with large, round, glowing red eyes. Its mouth was filled with rows of sharp, pointed teeth. 2 small, pointed ears protruded from the sides of its head. McDaniel was paralyzed with fear for a moment. Then the creature let out a blood-curdling scream and lunged at him.
A mystery that refused to be ignored.
The Enfield Monster sightings had a profound impact on the small town. Parents were afraid to let their children play outside. People avoided going out alone at night. The once peaceful community was now living in the grip of fear. Local sheriff. The local police department was inundated with calls from concerned citizens. We increased patrols and brought in extra officers to help calm the public's fears. However, despite our best efforts, we were unable to capture the creature or determine what it was.
Was something truly unknown to science.
The Enfield Monster case, like many other cryptozoological mysteries, remains unsolved. The lack of conclusive evidence makes it easy to dismiss such stories as hoaxes or hallucinations.
However, the sheer number of credible witnesses and the consistency of their accounts cannot be easily ignored.
Perhaps there are creatures out there, lurking on the fringes of our understanding that we have yet to identify. Perhaps the Enfield Monster was one such creature, or perhaps it was something else entirely. The Enfield Monster case serves as a reminder that there is still much about our world that we do not know. It challenges us to keep an open mind and to consider the possibility that there are things out there beyond our current understanding. Whether the Enfield Monster was real or imagined, it has left an indelible mark on the town of Enfield and on the field of cryptozoology. It continues to inspire debate and speculation, reminding us that the line between myth and reality is often blurred.